Welcome back, YouTube viewers. I've done this video so many times. This has been such a frustration. Everything that could possibly go wrong. This is probably the 7th take of a 10-minute video. Do you know, I could be more frustrated, but this is such a big video and I thought I'd have to get it out for you guys, and that is the top 10 best movies of 2016. There's been some great movies this year. A lot of them unexpectedly came out of nowhere for myself. A lot of the bigger ones were disappointing, but in the end there was 10 ones that really stood out to me easily. I'm not going to do any oral mentions, but let's get straight into it. And apologies I sound rushed, I want to get this here and out for you guys. Let's do this thing. Alright, at number 10, Eddie the Eagle. This movie kind of surprised me. I didn't see it coming at all. My friend said let's go and see it, and I went and saw it and I loved it. I think it's a really uplifting movie. It's really, fun, enjoyable, and it's just a really good time. I mean, Hugh Jackman was great. Taron Egerton was just next level great. I mean, I've seen him before and stuff like Kingsman, Legend. He's usually action kind of guy, comedy actor, but this one he took up a new kind of role as Eddie himself, and I think he really nailed it. So well done to Taron, and a great movie in 2016. Moving on to number 9, and that is Zootopia. This movie seemed like a wannabe Madagascar when I first saw it, but then it came out and it ended up being a really good Disney movie. I think it could be a classic for the ages. I think the characters were really good in this movie. The story was really good, a new, different type of one for Disney, kind of whodunit type story, which is really enjoyable, as well as really, doing something different but still, without the love story and, keeping just about the characters and then the character growth more than the couple growth, which was a great thing. And I really enjoyed this movie, so that's my number 9. Moving on to number 8. This movie was originally higher, but as being a horror movie, I know I wouldn't watch it as much as maybe the other ones on the list, which I might have moved it down, and that is The Conjuring 2. After seeing the first Conjuring, I knew I probably liked this movie, but it wouldn't be anything special. But after seeing it, I was really surprised. I thought the story was really good, really engaging. It was really suspenseful, frightful. I didn't just try to scare you for the sake of scaring you. I think it was really good. James Wan continues to prove he can make a good fucking horror movie. I think he's really good when it comes to the horror genre, and it gets me really excited to see how he does Aquaman, because he's really good at suspense, and they're trying to make Aquaman really cool and badass. I think it could really tie in well for him, so I'm looking forward to that, and that's my number 8. Moving on to number 7, and that is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. This movie, I didn't have huge hopes for. As being a Star Wars movie, I know it was going to be great, but I didn't think it would be anything special, because spin-offs I feel like they were just coming out to make money. But I ended up really enjoying this one, maybe even more than Episode 7, and that's a big statement. I know people might not agree with that. I really like this movie. I think the second half may be my favourite of any movie. When it comes, just that second half was just brilliant in my mind. I mean, the action in that movie was fantastic. Scarif, just a beautiful place to look at. It was really cool, as well as you finally got into the characters. The first half started a bit slow, but the second half was just really good, which is nice. It should be higher, but I feel like the first half just had to put it down a little bit, unfortunately, but I still enjoyed it a lot nonetheless. Moving on to number 6, Deadpool. A movie that's been anticipated for years and years, and we knew how good this movie was going to be when it came out, and it delivered. It had action, it had comedy, it had gore, it had violence, it had fucking everything. He was just fantastic, Ryan Reynolds. I feel like he made a statement of how good of an actor he is, because he's been very mediocre. We all know this, but we know by seeing him as a celebrity personality, we know how funny this guy can be, and he hasn't necessarily shown it through all his films, but I think this one really came through as a really funny but also cool action movie, and I think he redeemed himself heaps from X-Men Origins, of course. Moving on to my top 5. Number 5, The Nice Guys. This movie definitely took me by surprise. I knew I was going to like it, obviously with Gosling and Crowe in there, you're going to like a movie, but they delivered on every level. I mean, the young girl that plays Gosling's daughter in this, I can't remember her name, she was fantastic. She stepped up and rose to the occasion, and the story was fantastic. It had great comedy relief in there. They had some cool action scenes when necessary. I think it was just a really good balance of everything you could ask for, and hopefully a lot of people might not have seen this to go and see it. I really recommend you should go and see it, because I know it's been in a lot of people's top list, and I think it was a really good movie. So moving on to my top 4, and number 4 for me is Captain America: Civil War. I'm a rapper, unnecessary rhymes. Number 4 was Civil War, but it was just perfect. I think they had a really good, well balanced for all the characters in this movie, because there's a lot of them. We knew that, and I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel solo movies. I mean, I enjoyed Guardians, I enjoy Ant-Man, I enjoy the Captain America Civil War and Winter Soldier, but other than that, I didn't really enjoy the Iron Man solo movies. I didn't really enjoy the Thor solo movies. So it was good. I know this isn't really a solo movie, but I really enjoyed it. I think they balanced all the characters really well. Gave a cool story. Obviously, the civil war between Iron Man and Cap was really, really cool. And Tom Holland as Spider-Man was absolutely amazing. Stole the show in my opinion. I thought it was fantastic. Makes me really excited for Homecoming. Moving on to the top 3. Here we go, we're getting there, and that is number 3, nearly said number 1, we're not quite there yet. Number 3, The Jungle Book. I really enjoyed this one. This one kind of snuck up on me. I thought it could be a bit mediocre, moving an animation, a great classic animation, into a live action. Hard thing to do, but they nailed it. I think Bill Murray as Baloo was absolutely fantastic. The CGI didn't look as bad as I thought it would. I thought it actually was really good, and the majority of the times the landscapes were fantastic. And I just think all the story, obviously we've seen this story before, but it's blended really well. Everything really worked, and it's all meshed really well together. So, well done to Jon Favreau, and I'm really looking forward to other live-action Disney movies now. Obviously, Beauty and the Beast coming out this year. Seeing the trailer looks fantastic, and I think they're in talks for Lion King. I could be wrong there, but you know, it gives me hope for the next level of live-action Disney movies. Moving on to the top 2, these two were neck and neck. They were both movies late in the year, but they were always top 2. These two were never in my mind. I had to fight between 1 and 2, and I made a late change to move number 1 to 2, and that's Hacksaw Ridge. This movie was fantastic on every single level. I think they started off without the action, without the war side, but it was so good. It was just perfect storytelling. Everyone was good. In a movie with a bunch of actors that were pretty mediocre in their careers, Andrew Garfield, Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, Teresa Palmer, Hugo Weaving, they all just were stepped up and were so good in this movie, and that was just mind-blowing to see all these actors just step their game up at once and really deliver a great movie. And then the second half of the movie, when it became the war side of the movie, was just fantastic. I mean, it reminds you that it was a Mel Gibson movie, and this is easily one of the best. Mel Gibson, obviously, he hasn't done a huge amount of successful movies. This is definitely up there. I mean, it was just really great. Everything worked well. Everything was just... I couldn't stop gushing about this movie for so long, but unfortunately, it's not a bad thing being number 2, but number 1 is La La Land. Great, fantastic film. Top movie of 2016 in my mind. It hit every single note, both singing wise and in the movie. It was a musical, and I knew musicals can be cheesy at times. This never became cheesy. This is a perfect blend. They used 30s, 40s, 50s eras and just combined it with 2010s, popped them together, and it blended perfectly. They worked at everything well. The music in this movie, without the lyrics even, just the music working well without anyone talking, just the visuals and the audio together was perfect. I think I've never really seen, that was something I just was just in awe of the entire movie. Maybe one of my favourite ones that just, without using words, was just so perfectly telling the story, and it was just great. You could obviously see how hard this movie worked on. I mean, that tells you, because like the pre-production movie was ridiculous. I mean, the hours spent learning to dance with, singing, you know, getting all these shots together. I heard there was a beautiful sunlight shot of the song called A Lovely Night. They had a beautiful sunset shot. Apparently they just kept working on that every day they come back. They didn't get a shot. They just filmed it. It was real, and it looked so perfect. It was just amazing. And I mean, a thing that made me go number 1, I just couldn't stop thinking about how great this movie was for day, and how everything they did just worked. The soundtrack is amazing. I listened to it many times since seeing the movie only a week ago. It's just brilliant in my mind. I think they hit everything they need to, and Gosling and Stone are just the perfect on-screen couple. I mean, we've seen them in Gangster Squad, we've seen them in Crazy Stupid Love, and they've both worked well together, but this is a whole new thing. This is just perfect on every level. Great movie, number 1 this year. And that is it, guys. I got there eventually. Apologise if it seemed a little bit rushed. I've just been trying to get this video out for a few days, too many takes, and I'm glad that I have finally got it out. And I'm glad that you guys get to see it, maybe compare it to your own list, see what you liked, what you didn't like, maybe comment below your own list. Only a few movies if you have there, what you liked, what you didn't. Let me know in the comments below, join the conversation, and of course, like, subscribe, and as always, have a good one, guys.